how do the Ga people relate to Ile-Ife? How did the Ga people relate to the Benin people? They are complete. I read what the Ooni posted. I can categorically state here that he lied to say that they came from a house.
Thanks for clicking on this channel. Please subscribe to Afo's blog history and click on the notification button so that whenever we upload a new video you will be notified. How did the Gar people of Ghana relate to the Benin people? How did the Gar people relate to the Ife people? Why is there no festival or activities or rituals done by the Gar people in remembrance of their Ife roots? The Ife people are saying there is no relationship between the Gar people and the Benin people, but there is a festival done by the Gar people to remember the day they left Benin, and the festival is called Obeneshimor as stated by Izoduwa. This is where the controversy lies between Ife and Benin. The Gar people stayed in Benin for hundreds of years before leaving. They came from the Far East. There were two groups that left Benin. The first group passed through Ife before they settled in Ghana. While the second group went to Ghana direct without branching, they got to Ghana first before the first group that left much earlier. To date, the Gar people have a festival Obeneshimor to reenact the day they left Benin, hence every year they celebrate a festival of their Beninness. Please sit down and listen to Mr. Izoduwa's analysis.
Okay, let's start. I was saying something about, I wanted to give you a clear understanding of the scenario. In Yoruba land, for example, the spiritual head of the Yoruba people is usually believed to be the Ooni of Ife. But the administrative or the political head of the Yoruba people is usually believed to be the administrative or the political head of the Yoruba people is believed to be the Alafin of Oyo, that sort of a thing. So it's similar scenario to the Ga people. All right, the Ga people have a spiritual head, and they also have a sort of an administrative and a political head. The Ga Manche, all right, is the administrative or the political head of the Ga people. Then the spiritual head of the Ga people is the Bobu Wolumo, Chise Bobu Wolumo. All right, so I needed to break it down because we have to understand the context of the visitation. All right, how do the Ga people relate to Ile-Ife? How did the Ga people relate to the Benin people? They are complete. I read what the Ooni posted. I can categorically state here that he lied to say that they came from a house. They don't care. The story of the Ga people is well documented, and this is the original. I think in one of my accounts, after I returned back from Accra, I gave a true perspective of it. I gave a true account of the scenario, and that's the account I want to reiterate again. We have asked a question beaconing on some very topical issues. One of the foremost questions that I have asked my Yoruba friends is, why is there no festival done by the Ga people in remembrance of their Ile-Ife roots? Why, I'm reiterating this question, why is there no festival in the entire Ga land that recognizes their Ile-Ife ancestry? This is a question that those purveyors of lies need to answer. If you're unable to answer this question, know that they are lying. Why is there, I'm hammering on this, why is there no festival or activity or ritual or ceremony, all those big English? Why is there no single one that reiterates, reenacts, remember the day they left Ile-Ife? There's no single of such festival. There's no single of such activities. There's no single of such celebration. But now these are the same persons that are saying that the Ga people has no relationship with the Benin people. These are the same people that says that the Ga people do not have relationship with the Benin people. Yet there is a festival done every year, first Saturday of July, every year, to reenact the day the Ga people left Benin. This, we're not talking about hearsay. These are evidence. When, you know, in the court of law, they'll say, provide a physical evidence as to your claim. They'll say, provide a physical evidence. Provide a physical evidence as to your claim. They don't have any evidence as to claim. The Ga language is not the Yoruba language. There is no festival in the entire Ga land that reiterates their relationship with the Yoruba people. Everything is based on deceit and lies. Yet, there is a festival. It is not the Benin people that went to Ga land 50 years ago to go and say, you people, oh yeah, be doing one festival to remember us. It's not as if we took war. It's not as if we took war to them. But yet, they have a festival that reenacts the day they left Benin. And the name of that festival is called Obeneshimor. Obene from the word Ubinin, Benin, Obene, Ubinin. Obeneshimor is a festival that reenacts the day the Ga tribe left Benin. And that festival is done first Saturday of July every year. So that is a physical evidence as to the relationship between the Benins and the Ga people. But now this is a twist. This is where the controversy is. You know, may I not be like, this is where the controversy is. All right, this is where the controversy is. This is where the controversy is. When I got to Accra, some of these sentiments arose. Some Ga people, if you go back to the video, the unedited video, you discover that at the earliest conversation that we have, some of the Ga people said that they came from Ile-Ife. Some said that they came from Benin. But one of their foremost historians now gave an elucid explanation as to this mix-up. And that is what I want to put in proper perspective. A lot of the persons who have called me since, that's exactly what I told them. That it is not a problem for there to have been a mix-up. Or is there a problem? It is not a problem. It is not an issue for some to believe of their Ile-Ife heritage and some to believe of their Benin heritage. Frankly speaking, a larger percentage believe of their Yoruba heritage than of Benin heritage. And I will tell you the reason why. I will tell you why. The story is this. The Ka people settled in Benin land for hundreds of years. They were originally from Far East, settled in Benin land in hundreds of years, and they were intermarriages. The quarters at the state is Isi quarters in Upper Bezin, Siloko Road, where Obaiwa the first was interned, was buried. They settled at the Isi quarters. They spent hundreds of years, so they were intermarriages. They married the Edo people, and the Edo people married them, so there was a bond. The first generations had bloods of the Edo people, so they can be ascribed by marriage as being also Edo people. Proceeding to almost at about ending of the 14th century, having spent almost 300 years in Benin. They wanted to migrate to have a place that they can really settle. There were complexities of history, which most of them might not really be able to remember. But the point was, they have spent over 300 years here. So now, how do a population of that size, almost a population of a present-day 3 or 4 communities, live without other people around them know that they have migrated further? They needed to devise a means of breaking the group into 2 folds: the weak group and the strong group, according to their narration. The weak is the old men, the women, and the children, as well as the farmers. Farmers was also part of the first group. So these were the larger population of the entire Ga tribe. The old men, the women, both old, young, and the children, including the farmers. These were these four categories that make up of Batch 1. Batch 2 were the able-bodied youths, the medicine men, the warriors. All right? All right? These were grade 2. So, along the line, the batch 2, the batch 1 passed through Ile-Ife after leaving Benin and settled for a while. The left settled in present-day Benin Republic. The left settled in present-day Togo. All right. Then the batch 2 that have stayed behind gave about a space of about 2 to 3 months before they left. But during their voyage, they never branched any place. They traveled directly through the coastline and settled at the mouth of River Volta. And that group was led by one man called Tashe Bokate. It was led by that group. He was the head of the warrior. I think a lot of you saw when I snapped a snap in the front of that man, the warrior that led them out of Benin. When they got to the mouth of River Volta, they moved a bit inland and settled in present-day Accra. They were the second batch that left, but they were the first batch that got to Accra. And that batch that got to Accra first now recognizes themselves as the Nongwa Ga, like a clown recognized as the Nongwa Ga. All right, the Nongwa Ga. Hundreds of years later, the first batch, who had settled in various places, including Ile-Ife, eventually got to Accra. And these Nongwa, who were the second batch that left Benin, the first batch that left Benin got to Ife late. The second batch that left Benin, the first batch that left Benin got to Accra late, while how do I put it? It's always very confusing. But just pay attention. The first batch that left Benin got to Accra late, while the second batch that left Benin were the first to get to Accra. So when the second batch got to Accra, the Nongwa people, the Ga people of the Nongwa now had already settled. It was the Nongwa that now gave lands to other Ga tribe to settle. So now, the Nongwa produces the spiritual head, the Bobu Wolomo, while the other batch that came, about the other 4 clans, the Nongwa is a clown. Amongst the Nongwa themselves, they had 5 houses. It's the 5 houses. 5 houses that makes up of the Nongwa clan. Then there are other 4 clans that makes up of the other Ga. It is from the other 4 clans that it produces the Ga Manche, which is the paramount ruler of the Ga people. But the spiritual head must come from these 5 houses of the Nongwa. The present one is Wolumo, Bobu Wolumo. It's like a father. All right, they will never attend any function in Ile-Ife because they know the truth of their ancestral direct connection to Benin. You will never see any person from Nongwa being part of the missionaries that Oni has been politically trying to cajole to Ile-Ife to give a mental picture. I even heard that he formulated a house for them, the house that they came from. These people were never at any time You understand? You understand? And so, I have asked a question. It is not a matter of distortions of history. I've asked a very simple question that needs to provide an answer. If the Yoruba says, most especially it's not always the Yoruba, if the Ile-Ife people says that the Ga people came, I've asked this question before now. If the Ile-Ife people says that the Ga people came from Ile-Ife, how come the Ga people has a festival every year that says that they came from Benin? This, if Nigerians are not sentimental in how they reason, and not be tribally very conscious on how they reason, it should give a blueprint. You said that this is where these people came from, but these people has a festival every year that reenacts that they came from somewhere else. How can you be reenacting a festival of a place you never came from? It just, to me, it just doesn't make any sense. They came from Ile-Ife, yet there's not a festival done, recorded in all of the history of their existence in Accra, done to recognize the ancestral connection to Ile-Ife. But yet, they are not related to Benin according to what the Yorubas are saying. But these people does a festival every year. First Saturday of July every year. I was there last year. We even did a live video. I did a live video on this same platform. Go to this platform July 3rd, 2021. Was it? I think it was July 3rd. July 3rd was the first Saturday in 2021. I think it was on the 3rd. Go to this page on July 3rd, 2021. You will see I was in the midst of the festival at about 1 a.m. because the festival usually starts from at about 10 p.m., 11 p.m. towards the midnight, because according to them, they left at midnight. And that is why they also reenact it at midnight. So you understand? So they say we dey lie, but they don't get physical evidence as to prove their own truth. Other than they can't lie. You still don't understand. I don't understand. No. Their cultures are not similar. Who said? I've been to the Ga tribe. I've attended some of their festivities, some of their festivals. For the past 3 years, I've gone there twice. I'm going again this year. Who said? The question, I have asked one question. Open your mind and go and relax. If these people says that they are Yoruba, yet they don't have any festival that recognizes their Yorubaness, but they have a festival that recognizes their Benins, done every year. What does that tell you? You understand? What does that tell you? No. I'm a cultural and history advocate. If we want to talk about insecurity, we'll talk about insecurity. Anyway, this is my platform. You can't even tell me what to talk. I'm not talking about any insecurity. Oh yeah, come and beat me. Oh yeah, don't blame me. No, I don't think that's right. No. You shouldn't insult a respected king of the Yoruba people as criminal. So we should be very diplomatic in our speech. However, I I will always fault him for trying to bend history. The people in question originally did not come from Nigeria. They came from Far East originally. So how did the Ooni of Ife now give them the house that they originated from? I read it in the speech. Someone sent it to me that this guy just quickly just found one house. Just now, can they? That guy, senior man. Not senior man. I got a senior man. I have been to them. I have interacted with their top historians from both sides, from the Nugua side and from the other Ga side. They are not originally from Nigeria. So how they now have a house that they came from, according to what the Ooni posted, is what I don't know. So that I don't know. So while we are trying to be very diplomatic, we should also understand that there is a level that anybody could condone lies. I don't want to drag this matter. I want us to open our mind on this matter. Like I have said, I want us to open our mind. The point that I have raised is that all the Yorubas here are saying that the Ga people are Yoruba people. Okay, assuming if you are true, that means if you are right, that means the Ga people has nothing to do with the Benin people. Yeah. Exactly. It has nothing like this to do with Benin people. Correct. But how come there's a festival done by the Ga people, recognized amongst the Ga people? We'll go and find that. The Obeneshimor, let me give you the spelling. But there is no festival that the Ga people use in recognizing their connection to the Yoruba people. But yet, the people they are not related to, who they don't even know, they have never met in their life, there's a festival that reenacts the day they left that place. And it's called Obene. I'm sure that Yoruba people should not also go and be saying Obene is a Yoruba word. You know them. We know them. They will come out and say now. They will say that. They will come out now and say that Obene is a Yoruba word that means the origin. Or I sabi these people, I schooled amongst them. You understand? And with this present on, he can formulate all the form. You know, someone who said that the Garden of Eden is in Ife, the Noah's Ark. It's everywhere. Is in Ife. There's nothing he cannot formulate. We should also expect that any moment from now, we will not be hearing on social media that the word Obene is a Yoruba word that means something. That's their next line of action. No. Well, you see why you people are quite. We have a contest of conversation. Korede Pelo, Akigbemi. I'm sure this is probably the first time you might be here. All right. The contest is the Ga people. If you want us to trash Oromia, we'll find a day to trash that one. That is your own belief. All right. That is not your own belief. The Benins have too much robust history that all what Yoruba people think of is to copy their history in order to have the mentality of superiority. You cannot be superior than a tribe whose history avails in all European documents, in all archival documents, in all of the museums all over the world. So you cannot hide that people under your Ibadan printing press curriculum. The Benin's history is too big and robust that any tribe can swallow. You can't swallow Benin history because it's bigger than your tribe. You understand? You can't hide an history of a people that is bigger than your history. And that's, you know, I think that's the problem now. You'll be like when python or boa want swallow elephant. It will show calm. It will show calm because elephant too big. Not be that kind of meat python supposed to swallow. You understand? If they swallow all those grass cutter antelope, but not if it swallow elephant. So the Benin history that the Yorubas are trying to fictitiously or cunningly garner for themselves is too big. So it's shocking them. Of why? It's too big, so it's shocking them. So when we want to discuss Oromia, we'll discuss it. So if you believe, if according to what I don't think, well, it is not in my place to say you are wrong. For you to think Oromia is a Benin man or a Benin, sorry, is a Yoruba prince and all of that. I wouldn't say you are wrong. But contest, when you bring it to the context of Benin history, you are wrong. Because according to my history, his father is a Benin man. So if one's father is Benin, his son cannot be a Yoruba. So it doesn't matter whatever context you put it. All right. So we want to talk. If you want us to talk about Yoruba much, Oromia much later, but today is not about Oromia. We can create another time to talk about Oromia. It's not. So that is what I don't have anything to say. I've already explained the confusion. I've already explained all of these. We have evidences when in 2019 the Oni was trying to crown some chiefs in Yoruba in Accra. The spiritual head of the Ga people, Bobu Wolumo, I have the letter. His son Leslie Lumo sent it to me. How they told Oni that he has no power to crown any chiefs or create any chieftaincy title in Accra. And he couldn't create chieftaincy title in Accra in 2019. We have that. By the time I'm done with this video, I'll put the letter here. So, it was your person, it was your people that was missing the topic. You understand? So, well, I think you, like I have said, if you say they are spiritual leader, you could be right. If they belong to the same cult group, Oni could be their spiritual leader. But Oni is not their ancestral leader. Because, like I have said, you have not been able to say anything that is reasonable to be able to counter what I have proved. If there's nothing more authentic that if there's nothing more authentic, you know, say in our chief priest now. And the key goat, the key cow. So it should be a spiritual leader of some tribes. All those are Romila, all those are Romulan thing that they do. Maybe not be their spiritual leader. But like I said, being a spiritual leader does not mean a chief priest in Benin can also be a spiritual leader of which other tribes all over the world can also belong to. So spiritual leader does not mean anything. But like I said, there is a physical evidence that denotes also that they like juju, all those Ugboni, maybe those set of people that came, they're Ugboni member. You understand? So based on say Ugboni na Yoruba court, maybe they consider one of the power, you know, Oni, and all of that. I don't know how they run up. But what I'm just saying, the spiritual leader does not mean the spiritual leader of the Ga people is the Bobu Wolumo. The Bobu Wolumo can never because he knows the truth, the Nongwa people. All right, so so first, Tani Mowo, let me make it very clear. I do not go to Yoruba platform. I do not go to Yoruba platform to comment. I do not go to Yoruba platform to contribute. If people tag me in Yoruba platform, I do not reply. Do you know why? There is nothing that I will say that will make you people believe what I say. I understand that clearly. And there is nothing that you will also say that will make sense to our people. So the line has been drawn. Whatever you guys believe, continue to believe in it. It doesn't concern us. Whatever we believe, you have no right to not try to want to convince. So if you are here on this platform as a Yoruba person, you are not comfortable with what I have said. I've always said something that is very fundamental. I've said the historical migration route of the Ga people. And I've also went further to say that the Ga people does a festival to reenact the day they left Benin. What I have also said that there is no such festival that recognizes any tribe whatsoever or any place in present-day Yoruba land. And I've also said, how do you reconcile these insurmountable differences? How do you reconcile it? It's something that is there. It exists. First Saturday of this July, this year, they will also do it. Obeneshimor festival. It reenact the day they left Benin. You should also, what you people should be advocating for now is to quickly give some more money to the GAM and chair, or quickly your normal theatrics, so that they can also now be doing a festival to recognize you people. But as for now, the only festival recognition of a place they ever came from is to the Benin people. And that to me is not confusing. That to me is a fundamental fact that I have said. It's factual. If I am lying, quickly leave this platform, go to your Google and Google it and come back and say, no, you have lied. This is what I have just said. I didn't, no cause for insults. No, now, what is capital of Yoruba land? Ile-Ife is a village. I think you people should move. I think you people should move your capital to Lagos or Abeokuta. Ile-Ife is a village. How can that be capital? The capital of Yoruba land is in Oyo. It's in the palace. It's supposed to be the palace of the Alafin of Oyo. Is the political and the administrative head of the Yoruba people. So it's not the Ile-Ife. So I disagree with you, sir. The capital of Ile-Ife, of Yoruba land, is in Oyo. Oyo Ile, the original palace, or I don't know how you guys call it, of the Alafins. Not Ile-Ife. That I'm giving their festival a different meaning. Very funny guy. Very funny guy. All right, I'll give you a task. I'll give you an assignment. I know you are lying. I'll give you a task and assignment, Alexander Paul Adams. I'm going to give you a task and assignment. You know what you do now? Go to this page, scroll down to July 3rd on this same page, 2021. And see the live video that was there. I didn't do it in Benin. I didn't interview. I didn't force them to say what they said. And go to the video of my interaction. Simply on YouTube. Simply put my name, Izoduwa, and you will see a compilation of a lot of videos I've done. In one of the videos, you're going to see me when I was addressing the spiritual head of the Ga people, and listen to what was said. I'm not talking. I was there. I've been there twice. Do you want evidence? Video evidence, pictorial evidence? I have all of it. So when I'm talking, I'm not talking out of carelessness or out of bias. I'm talking out of physical proofs. It's just like the Ga people are presently in Ile-Ife for the Ajay festival. I think I heard it's tomorrow. Then I will not come and tell you now that you that is in Ajay, that is going to attend Ajay festival, me that is in Benin will not be telling you what transpired in Ajay festival. Sorry if I'm not getting the pronunciation correct. I should tell you what transpired. But if you don't believe, I've given you an assignment to go to the YouTube, put my name there, Izoduwa. You will definitely going to get a video relating to Ga. And I want you to look at it, listen to it, and you will hear what they said, not what I said. Izoduwa is too small to probably be forcing. I didn't force. The difference between, and that is why I said my anger after laying all of this fact. The difference, while it is obvious for the Yoruba, is because it's the only that is pushing. I'm just a young guy using my small group to push. Imagine if the Oba of Benin decided to join the push. It would be large. The entire Ga tribe, the Ga people. Do you want me to send you WhatsApp conversations? I'm part of it, their WhatsApp group. A lot of them wanted to attend Igwe festival last year. So, I have been able to do my bits for the Benin people. If the Yorubas are smarter in terms of going to all of these places that they are proud to trace their ancestry to Benin, and now surreptitiously start upturning all of this history to their own favor, and because it is seen being done to the very epicenter of their creation, of their people, so their own seems to be more validated because it is their authority that is pushing for all of these things, unlike what Izoduwa and GBD is just doing. It cannot be as powerful, it cannot be near as powerful, it cannot be very close to being powerful as to what the Oni of Ife and its cabinets are doing. If the palace can listen to me and key into the idea that I've been pursuing in 5 years, all of these people, Igbo people, Yoruba people, dragging tribes based on falsehood, they will all run because the evidences are there. You understand? So there is a level of what I can do, and there is a level beyond me. There's a level of what I can do, and there's a level beyond me. And I feel that it is high time the palace has to look at all the brilliant ideas that the Izoduwa have for Benin Kingdom and key into it, so that it is easier if I go to a place with the blessings of the Oba of Benin, with Oba of Benin's chiefs, comrades. I was giving gold. I showed you people all the gifts that the Ga people gave to me. The videos are there. The live, I showed all of you the gifts that I had to go give to the Iyase. It's another story that I don't want to talk about publicly. So these are some of the pains in my heart. That we yan eke yan maiwa lomiyo. Iya kakabori obosu du yedo yahin. But egwaima wini no diave no igi ugiodu na we mana ni agele I changed to Benin now because the man knows the man I won't dana. So my women no bone no heke ne guaria no rio boba. So that ave ke ya ne ma lele e guagario boba e wina no logo gbo ihiri won ni gba no ni ye Accra boya most especially o yi there video ni u pono gbera o yi there video ni u pono gbera ori yen e ma so ni e be ge ti won so no gie November last year be tamame I will call him from Accra with Tama and I will give Mario. But ama doje na omo gwayin yesu. It cannot fly. It cannot fly. You understand? Amado gwayin yesu. Egwa magwayin yesu cannot fly. What we call him, we are now some top people. So ni so when we work with ave enige so. Bawe enige so. Inya team. It tell me that iwe mi ya ne awone that this is me no kwani gele ya de no se ne iwe guy so na zo evi yo where iwe yo baya hin ye no ya de because this is the authentic story ni atama me mewaru we ebuya upo no gbera ya be tama me sebe yo where so more time it time ya sebe yo we but o make it me am base iri wese so but wa kyo bore na wa do me ivi Yoruba ave etima ya no irisi ivi Yoruba wa do wa hima boy aliye kima ya do agun ya do ateme dan ya hwe ya do me ehore gbeni ave wuda obi mage ogiame no re worry. So these are some of the practical things. These are some of my pains. I can't do beyond what I have done. Aswine oheke ne gwa wefu. Aswine. So this is about my frustration. I needed to do that in Edo so that people will understand. This is about my frustration about the whole scenarios. And I'm quite very frustrated about it. If you ask me, I'm not happy about it. But that's the situation, that's the place that we found ourselves. But we thank God that however it is, So that's however it is. So anyway, I think we have done well. How many hours have we done? So if there are any contributions, if anybody wants to if anybody wants to contribute, he or she can let us know, so that the person can contribution. Yeah, is a sorry to say, my brother, Obioba Kasi Mose. Unye no, iriya ye, ibi yo baya hin. Iya atolo wo we. Iya atono wo we, vedo ya zitani ye. They will be fighting you secretly and publicly claiming friendship with you. It is who they are. So it is not only restricted to the Oni. It is who they are. It is who they are. I think you have to talk to the Yasser Benin. Yasser Benin. I discuss everything with him. So basically, I'm not in always see, all of their lies, it in my palm. All of their strategy, it in my palm. Anyway, no wahala sha. I sabi all this their strategy, all of them, Igbos, Yorubas. So when we actually get to the corridor of power, we know what to do. Without insults, without violence, we just know what to do. We have the history. We have it. And that's what we must work with, the history. It is what we need to hold so dearly. It is one thing that will pave way for us if we can utilize it. But this your name, eh? It shocked me with that one. I said, Bekus Chopper. If you do. Wow, I said, Bekus Chopper. Bekus Chopper. Bekus Chopper.